It's great to be with you guys tonight. Great to be talking about dispatching again. And great to be revealing some of my secrets of owner operator attraction, right? Really great to be here. Glad you guys are here watching me, taking in this good information and this good knowledge, right? First of all, I want to tell you guys, share with a little bit about why I feel like I'm qualified to talk about attracting owner operators into freight dispatching services, right? So for me and my mentorship program, attracting owner operators is the main topic, right? So I want to focus, well, I do focus on marketing and sales in my freight dispatching training and mentorship programs, right? I just want to put it to you guys like this and tell you why I focus on marketing and sales, right? When you think about it, you can learn freight dispatching very easily. It's not hard to learn freight dispatching. Learning freight dispatching information or how to start a freight dispatch business isn't very hard. All that information is out there for free. It's out there on the internet. It's ebooks. Anyone can learn how to start a freight dispatch business for free, right? So you would think everyone is successful in this business if all the information is on the internet, if all the information is out there for free, or if you can pay. So that would make you think if you can make so much money in this business, if you can get the information for free or you can pay for this information, you would expect even more people to be successful in this business, right? But I can tell you why they're not, right? Even with the amount of free information that you see on the internet and with the amount of paid information. So why you don't see the success rates that you think you would sometimes in freight dispatching is because when people start these businesses, right? So people go through these training courses. I'm not even gonna lie, even my training course, right? This what naturally happens, right? So people will go through a training course or they will hear about a business idea or that you can make $100,000 or become a millionaire in a business, and you'll get very, very excited about this business, right? But then once you start to take in information and learn more about the business, and then when you see some of the challenges involved in starting that business, your motivation starts to decrease, right? It starts to decrease, and then you aren't as motivated about the business and you don't put in the same amount of work, right? So this happens in every industry, every business. You know, a lot of people want to know how can they become wealthy, what business, what industry can you become wealthy in? But the truth is you can become wealthy in any industry, right? Not just one, not just freight dispatching, not just trucking. Anyone can become wealthy in any industry, but what happens is normally when people get into industries and start going through challenges, they give up, right? So basically they lose faith, right? So that's the only cause of business failure is a loss in faith. So really that's why like 99% of new business owners fail because they lose faith and they give up, right? But that's not something that we have to do, and that's part of why I'm qualified to talk about this. And I do also think I'm qualified to be the subject matter expert when it comes to attracting owner operators, right? So the first thing is you got to have faith. You got to keep up the fight, right? You can't run into a small occurrence or a small setback in your business and give up. Because if you always run into a setback and give up the first moment of setbacks, you're never going to build a successful business. That's what people do. They run into that first little setback, that first little problem, and then they just start giving up, right? Then it's just completely over, right? Another thing I do too, so I don't do that, right? So it is a secret. This is not one of my, I'm going to give you guys 5 secrets tonight of how I attract owner operators, but it is a secret of believing in your business and getting it started and not giving up, right? Pretty simple secret. I said it before in some of my videos, and the secret is this. This is what most new business owners don't do. So I'm telling you, any business that you start, you have to do this. I don't start any business unless I do this, right? So really my number one secret of building a business is not one of the 5 that I'm going to give you guys tonight, but just another one. So any business that I build, I finish before I start, right? So basically like freight dispatching or any business. I'm in roofing, any business that I get into. Before I get into it, I'm taking a look at the market. I'm doing my market research. I'm getting examples of how others are running their business, and then I'm thinking of a better idea, and then I keep adding to that better idea in my mind, right? I'm just going to keep adding that better idea, and I'm going to build my business so far into the years that it's finished, right? Okay, like where I'm coming from, I just want to give you guys a little bit of history about me before I get into tonight's secrets, right? But where I'm coming from is when I was starting my freight dispatch business, I wanted to start this business and I wanted to be successful and teach other people to start, right? Sometimes when I would even get down on myself and couldn't find any clients and things like that, right? One thing I kept thinking about is that I wanted to start this business and then sell courses, sell mentorship, give out free information on social media to other people so they can do the same thing, right? So I was thinking this way before I even got my first client, right? So that's why I say my ideas always manifest themselves. So I'm just here tonight talking to you guys tonight, giving you guys these tips and this advice. And I'm telling you, my whole business was finished before I started it. I was already thinking about training people. I was already thinking about owning my own trucking company, right? When I started my freight dispatch company. So basically you want to imagine your entire business as complete. And the reason why you want to do that, and then you want to actually start the business, right? And the reason you want to do that, now you got something to go off. I'm actually building something, right? I'm not done. Remember, I said it was all a manifestation. So I already know my next step and my next step. I already know what I'm going to be doing years from now. And it's really just all going according to plan, right? So you finish it before you start, right? So you have that visual picture of what your business looks like. So this is what a lot of people do, new business owners. They just say they want to start a freight dispatch business and they start trying to start the business and you don't have anything to go off of in imagination, right? So I'm already seeing myself making like a lot of money. I'm already seeing my lifestyle changing. I already got the vision board. I'm already doing this stuff before I start. So basically when I get down on myself, only thing I got to do is look at the vision board that I would have made when I first started the business. Only thing I have to do is start thinking about that I want to get this business up to $20,000 per month. Only thing I had to do is think about I want to learn this entire business and learn the steps to success and then just be able to teach other people like, hey, I already been through it. These are the exact steps that you need to take step by step to reach success, right? Because like this was my first business, but before I became a business owner, I always figured like if you become successful in a business, you should be able to of course, after you take the steps to success, you should just be able to tell other people those steps, because it just takes certain steps to be successful at anything. And then basically once you figured out the steps, you just have to tell other people the exact steps to take to get to the same place you got, right? So you definitely have to begin with the end in mind. Have your business finished, right? Because if you don't have it finished, you're going to get into the market and you're going to be talking about what other people are doing, what other people said about your business and all these things. But remember, if it's finished here, you're just going to go back here and work on what you already have finished, right? Faith without works is dead, right? So if you have it done in faith, then you just have to put in the action to get it done, right? Something with my students, I had a group chat going on with my students. I made one new statement that I like to say now is thought without action is for non-believers, right? Because I feel that way about myself. If I have a thought or faith about who I want to become, the business that I want to start, or if I want to make $20,000 in this particular business, and if I have that thought with no action, then I don't believe in myself. That's how I feel, right? Another thing that I do to become successful in business, when I have business ideas, I get them out quickly. I don't waste any time. I think of ideas and I get them out fast as possible, right? Because that's what builds the business. That's what that manifests the business, right? That's what adds that additional value to your business. So you can look at small businesses or some large businesses too. The reason they fail, they stop adding more ideas, right? The revenue starts to drop and they stop adding more ideas. But business, if you're not adding new ideas to your business, you might as well not have a business. A business is about constantly adding new ideas and making more money, because what makes your business more money, right, is more ideas, right? So basic business too, that's part of the reason for my success in freight dispatching, I feel, is because it's just basic business skills, right? Business is about implementing ideas, solving problems. And the faster you can think of ideas and implement them into your business, the more revenue you're going to make. And the faster you do that and you condense it down in a smaller amount of time, the more money your company is going to make. So that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put my ideas into the market and condense these ideas into a smaller amount of time and keep condensing it into a small amount of time. And that's the rate of return I'm there. That is my rate of return, right? That is my ROI. The faster I put ideas into the market, the faster I can increase my ROI, right? All right. So I said a lot. We're about to get into the secrets, but I just want to drop the gems on you guys. One more, you'll always hear people, or you might ask, where do I find owner operators? Where do I find clients, right? So you don't want to ask that, right? Because you're asking the wrong question, right? So people all the time coming in this business, just start paying attention everywhere, right? People ask, where do I find owner operators, or how do I find clients, right? So I'm about to tell you how that is the wrong question, and it would never give you the solution, right? If you ask where to find owner operators, that would never give you the solution to have owner operators. And the reason why is very simple. The reason why you can't find owner operators is it's not about finding owner operators. It's about who you become. You need to become a better marketer. You need to become a better salesperson. You can go to certain places. You can make cold calls. You can go to truck stops. You can get on social media. You can waste your money on paid ads. You can put out organic content. You can do everything there is to do. But if you don't become a better marketer and become a better salesperson, you can look for owner operators forever, right? So, and that's the hard part. You see, just think about it. See how business is. See, people want to ask, how do I find drivers? Where do I find drivers? Nobody wants to ask, how do I become a better marketer? How do I become a better salesperson? We don't want to ask that question. We just want to ask, how do I find drivers? Because you think you're just going to go to the truck stop, or you think you're going to make a cold call or pay some money on some paid ads, and that's going to get you drivers. But it won't. You're just going to waste your money, right? So you need to become a better marketer and a better salesperson. And then basically that's what I like teaching my students, to become a better marketer or salesperson, because just like myself, I feel like because of freight dispatching, I became a better marketer and a better salesperson. And now I can just market and sell any business, right? So for me, I believe this is how I should train and mentor students, right? I should teach you how to start and run a dispatch business. That's the easy part, right? Anybody can do that. Anybody can sit there and look at some training and learn how to start a business, right? So I teach you that very quickly, because I know that's not the most important part. And then I start teaching you how to become a better marketer, how to become a better salesperson, right? My students that I have in my workshop right now, it's just funny. It's a 6-week workshop. I actually see students change. In the beginning of the workshop, they're like, I can't market, I can't sell, I don't know how to do this. I hear all these things. And then over time, I even start seeing their ads, start seeing their videos, and I start seeing the change in them over those weeks. So that's me. I'm not just trying to train you to start a freight dispatch business. I'm trying to grow you into a different person, right? Because I wouldn't have been able to do this if I didn't grow into a different person. If I just took a training course and learned about freight dispatching, like, ooh, wow, freight dispatching, that's not really going to do anything. I got to become a better marketer and salesperson from within myself. So what I'm saying is I have to be able to think of value and package that value into a business or into an offer that people are willing to pay me for cash value, right? So why a lot of times people don't have clients into this business is because their offer is just like everyone else. I have a couple notes here, but their offers, they just want to negotiate the best rates. They want to carrier package set up. So if you notice, most ways that freight dispatchers are marketing, they're just making a statement, right? start doing market research and look at the ways freight dispatching companies are advertising. They're just making a statement. You can probably count them. It's probably about 10 statements to include best rates, 24-hour dispatch service. What else do we want to say? Send paperwork into the factoring company. It's about 10 things. This is what I would do if I were just starting. I would try to go around and count like these 8 to 10 different things. I don't know a for sure number, but if you've been in dispatching for a while, you are able to notice these same statements that freight dispatchers are making, right? So what I would do is never make those statements, right? Of course, I would identify those statements and never make them, never say them, because those statements aren't going to put interest on your business. So you might as well make a list of statements never to say, right? Because those statements are just old. And, think about it. So this is what's happening when freight dispatchers are making ads. People are just, owner operators are just seeing those ads and just skipping over. Nobody's really stopping to see these ads. So if most ads that you see from freight dispatchers are just wasting money. Another thing, right? A lot of people might believe, oh, if you want to find, here we go again, find, this is why I said you can't find owner operators. A lot of people believe if you want to find owner operators that you need to run paid ads, right? But think about it. If you're running a paid ad with a flyer, like I'm looking at, that says negotiate best rates, 24/7 dispatch service. If you're spending ads on that flyer, you're not saying anything. You're just making statements that people have said over and over and over again. So that's the exact situation where I'm talking about. You can run those ads, or you can take that flyer out to a truck stop and hand that flyer out. But you can do that forever. You can be going like 3 or 5 truck stops a week with that same flyer, and nobody's going to reach out to you, right? Because you're just making that same statement and you haven't became a better marketer. So what I agree, what I think people should do is, before you start marketing, you should learn marketing. Like I teach my students, I'm going to teach you to become a better marketer and a better salesperson before you go out there and start marketing, wasting your time. And remember, a business is about drawing in interest. You want to put a new idea out there. You want to put more value out there, and you want to get people to pay attention. Okay, here we go. Good thing I said that, right? So these flyers that just say highest paying lows, 24/7 dispatch service, nobody is paying attention. Nobody is giving their attention to that flyer, right? So you want to have a flyer, you want to have a video that people give attention to, that when they see it, when they're scrolling through their news feed and they see a post from your company, that they pay attention, they stop and look at it and like it, and send you a direct message, right? So why would you want to say the same thing everyone else is saying, right? And like I said before, guys, I believe years ago when dispatching just got started, highest paying lows, 24/7 dispatch service. I'll communicate with the broker for you. That sound so amazing, right? So this is just basic business, right? So if you come in with that, what everybody else is saying, that started years ago, that sounds so amazing. So basically any business idea, think about it. This is business 101. Any business idea is going to get old, right? So business is a manifestation. You always have to add more to that business idea. You see it happening in businesses all around us, right? Amazon, it's a retail store, I guess, but it's an online retail store. And they have retailers from all across the world. They have that like one-click upsell. So what I'm trying to say, like back even in the day before the internet, we all had to go to brick and mortar stores to buy things out of. Now we have Amazon that we can get on anytime and order anything that we want to, right? So business change, retail changes, trucking changes, dispatching changes, right? We got 5 secrets. I haven't got into any of them yet. Let me see here. So I said dispatching changes, but that's another thing why many people, never get any. A lot of people. So what happens? A lot of people get into this business and they actually never get owner operators, right? They never get owner operators. That happens a lot. And what they don't realize is Dispatching changes somewhat, but for the most part, dispatching stays the same. How you're going to dispatch a truck, just the basic art of being a dispatcher doesn't change too much. But what does change is the way that you market and sell a freight dispatching business, right? The marketing of the business changes. The sales of the business changes, right? But most people, they are only thinking about dispatching, period, and they don't think about the marketing or sales, right? So let's get it right into the secrets, right? So that goes into the number one secret. Marketing is top priority. From day one of your dispatch company, marketing is top priority. What I would do if I was starting a dispatch company right now, I would try to start just general dispatching, whether if I was going to try to do that by watching free videos online or if I was going to pay for a course, I would try to do that as quickly as possible. I wouldn't waste much time on that at all. About 3 to 5 days, about 3 to 5 days. I would try to have a good understanding of freight dispatching within the first 3 to 5 days. And remember, just like any like side hustle or business that you're getting started, you got to strike while the iron is hot. So you got to strike while you have a lot of motivation about the business, right? So a lot of people, they think about the market and rates and what other people are doing. They think all that matters. With me, when I'm starting a business, I'm thinking my own motivation is what matters more than anything, right? Because I know when I'm motivated about the business, I'm going to think of more ideas, and that's what's going to get people attracted to what I'm saying, right? So I really keep the motivation high, and I try to start the business while I'm like have a high energy, high frequency, right? That's really important. That's really important. So marketing is top priority. And in dispatching, the main thing is attracting and recruiting owner operators, right? You're going to have a strategic pipeline of owner operators always coming into your business. Because what's going to happen with a lot of people, they're going to where they're going to work real hard, and you're going to maybe get like one owner operator, and then that owner operator is going to have so many problems, and you're going to be working. And it just happens a lot in trucking, sometimes, especially new owner operators, just like the brokers deal with it. A lot of brokers don't like working with new owner operators, but honestly, I experienced this plenty of times as a dispatcher that, a lot of new owner operators have problems. They don't have their business set up. They say they're ready to go. They're ready to get out on the road. They're a flatbed truck, but they don't have all their securement equipment. They have one tarp. I'm thinking, what are you doing, right? Especially, I'm a military guy, right? I'm thinking, like, I need all my equipment. I got to have my ruck, my rifle, all that good stuff, like back in the military, right? So I'm still thinking like military minded, even in business. I need all my equipment that I need to use. Like if I'm an owner operator, I need all my equipment that I need to use when I get out there on the highway, right? I'm like, business is war, right? So if I'm an owner operator, when I get on the highway, I need all my stuff because I need to make some money. I need to make some revenue. I don't have no time to get out there without equipment, and I don't have no time to get out there talking about I got to go back home 3 days later, right? I'm on the revenue. That's me, right? That's me if I'm an owner operator, right? I'm not wasting no time. But you'll come across a lot of owner operators that don't have their stuff together, and a lot of dispatchers run into their first client or two, and they're trying to dispatch these owner operators, and they don't have all their stuff together, and then you waste a lot of time on these owner operators, and you forget you still got to be marketing, right? Any business that you start is not about bringing in 1, 2, or 3 clients. So many dispatchers, I think because so many struggle to get their first client, you're thinking like, oh, I just want to get my first client. I just want to get my first client. And then you get that first client and you kind of like work with that owner operator too much. This is a thing. This is not one of the secrets. Actually, a secret I'm on right now is marketing is top priority. I got 5 secrets. I'm going to hit all 5 secrets tonight. But that's the first one. Marketing is top priority, right? So, yeah, you don't got time to be like fooling around with 1 or 2 owner operators, especially if they're not really trying to hustle, right? Because look, you need owner operators that really want to hustle and really want to be on the road, especially when you first starting your business, because you need that cash flow, right? And it's all about, like we say, the frequency, the motivation, and money. Money is energy. Money makes us happy, right? Money is energy, right? And don't get it fooled. Money. I don't really care about like money. When I say like money, the paper money, right? That's just fake. That's the fake stuff, right? Money comes from here. Everything comes from here. So you have to have thought, energy, ideas, make money, right? So people are paying you money for your ideas, for your business idea, right? They're just transferring, giving you cash money for your idea for exchange, right? And the bigger, and that's another thing, here we go, business again. The bigger idea you think about, that you think of, the more money you're going to make, right? So if you want to make more money, just think of an idea, right? Money is made from ideas. So, like I said, you might lose that first, it could be very hard working with that first owner or operator or two, just because problems they could have. Sometimes you could end up losing that first owner operator or two. But what I see people doing, especially, like I said, I've been mentoring and training years and years, right? So this is even my own students, right? They get that first owner operator. That I've seen it so many times, right? And that first owner operator has problems. They maybe don't have all their equipment, or they could, I don't know, they could not have their Class A CDLs and want to stay in one area of the country, right? Even more limiting themselves, right? So what I even see my students do is they get that first owner operator or two, probably because they've been waiting around, for that first owner operator or two so long. Sometimes when they get that owner operator, they work with that owner operator so much and spend so much time with that owner operator that they basically stop marketing, right? So the very thing they did to get that first owner operator or two, they stopped doing that. When in actuality, you got to work with this first owner operator or two, and you got to keep marketing even more. Of course, if I get one or two owner operators, it's like common sense to me. So if I get one or two owner operators, I get that one or two owner operators, and then let's say I'm going through a lot of problems with that owner operator. I mean, for me, it's common sense. I would say, well, if I got these two and if I'm going through problems with them, let me ramp up, let me increase the marketing, what I was doing before, to even get these two, so I can even get like 4 or 6 or 8, so I can just start getting more, and then I can pick and choose. I can get some that's trying to hustle, right? And back to it too. In the beginning, you really want owner operators. As a new freight dispatcher, you really want owner operators who are really hustling, because that's going to affect your money, right? And then you're new to this business. You put a lot of time and energy into it. Really, like when you start a business, you need to have money to start coming in to motivate you, right? Because when that money start hitting the bank account, you'll be like, oh, wow, my ideas are coming true. I'm starting to get that return on my idea, that cash flow. And so for me, myself, when I see that first, that first money, like in my dispatch business, when I get that first invoice paid, any business, when I make my first invoice, when I make my first sale, nobody got to tell me nothing else. I don't need to listen to nobody. Don't nobody talk to me. Leave me alone. Because Antoine West is on to something, right? So I'm saying that's how you guys need to be. When you get that first sale, just pay attention to what you did. Follow the steps that you took to get that first owner operator signed up. And then just do more of it, increase it. And of course, if you increase the marketing, of course, that's going to increase the number of owner operators that you have, right? So that's secret one, marketing is top priority. I would have a marketing plan, right? My business, my marketing, see, this is what it is too. People do a little bit of marketing and then you don't get any results and you slow down. Of course, that's just going to keep slowing you down. You're not going to get more owner operators because you do less marketing, right? So that's why I recommend anyone to do a marketing plan. If you seen that QR code up there, you can scan that. Get more information about my marketing mentorship program. Just scan that QR code. When I pull it up, I will also leave the link. I should have it right here. I'll leave the link in the chat. But if you need marketing help, make sure you sign up sign up with the meeting with me. You should just be able to click on it in the chat there if you need any marketing help, right? So yeah, you need a marketing plan. I would definitely recommend having a marketing plan, right? So the reason I recommend having a marketing plan, because with that marketing plan, it's going to tell you how much, like with cold calls, with going to the truck stop, with whatever you're doing, paid ads, making videos. With that marketing plan, it's going to say on there like what you're going to do every day, right? So then no matter what, no matter how you feel, don't matter if you didn't get any clients, or that person who said they was going to reach back out to you, he didn't reach back out to you, that it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is that you're following that marketing plan, right? And then if you're not getting any owner operators, what I would do is I would increase the marketing, right? So like I said, a lot of people decrease the marketing when they aren't getting any owner operators, but really that's the exact time you need to increase the marketing. Of course, think about it. Increasing the marketing is what's going to get you more owner operators, not decreasing it, right? Okay, we're going to move right along to my second secret in attracting owner operators, right? Or into starting a freight dispatch business. So I just want to throw this one in there, that rates don't matter, right? That's something that I would have thought rates mattered a lot first starting. I mean, they matter, but then they don't. What I'm saying, of course, you always want the highest paying rates. You want your owner operators to make the most amount of money so their business can survive, and so yours can too, because the more money your owner operators make, the more money that you make, right? But remember, as a freight dispatcher, you're providing a service, right? Your service is to dispatch the truck, to find loads for the truck, right? So rates, you always want to get the best rates. However you can get the best rates for the owner operator, no matter what the rates are, you just want to try to always get the top paying rates, right? So even when the industry is down, I hear a lot of people saying it's not a good time to get into the industry. That's what, even for dispatchers, they say it's not a good time to get into an industry. But remember, we're thinking business. We have to think business, right? Another thing, I think this is why a lot of people fail and a lot of people have the wrong advice about business. See, check it out. This is what people are doing. We're taking advice from people on social media. I know I'm just, I guess, a person on social media too, but even in comments, people take advice that people leave in comments. People take advice of people who never started a business. People listen to people who never started a freight dispatch business that would tell you, don't start now, rates aren't high, right? But the funny thing is, people won't pick up a book of someone who became a millionaire or who started from nothing. They won't pick up a book from a person who started with no money and built a $1 million business. Don't you think it's hundreds and thousands of books like that everywhere, right? But people would take advice from someone who hasn't done it, but you won't read a book from a verified person, right? So that's all I'm doing, even when it comes to marketing and sales. When I started my dispatch company, I just started to read a lot of marketing books, a lot of sales books, looking at marketing advice on social media. Now I take courses. I'm enrolled in subscription courses, monthly courses, so I can always go back to the course and take in information. So that's pretty much what I do. I just take information in from everywhere and then I put it out to you guys, right? But I take in information from people who have actually did it, not just random people on social media, right? So again, rates don't matter. So you provide a service. You have a low overhead business, right? Any business owner wants, to me, any good business owner, any good entrepreneur, what you want to do is look for low overhead businesses that you don't have a lot of money, have to have a lot of money to start, freight dispatching being one of them. And you want to look for businesses with a low monthly overhead, businesses that it doesn't take a lot of money to run each month, right? That's what I did. When I started this business, I was broke, but this business, you don't have to invest much in this business to start, and you don't have to have a lot to run it every month, because I didn't have a lot to start it, and I didn't have a lot to start running it in the beginning every month because I needed to make money, right? So what I did is I just thought of a really good idea that added more value than the other freight dispatching companies, and this started to attract owner operators to my business. And it didn't matter what the rates were at the time, because as long as I was bringing more value than the other companies, that's going to attract owner operators to me, because I'm talking about and I'm offering more value than other companies, right? So for the people who say that sometimes rates are too low, it's not a good time to get started, if you just offer more value than the other freight dispatching companies, wouldn't owner operators choose you over the other companies? And then to add to that, do you think rates ever get so low? Do you think rates ever get to a point where every single owner operator in the trucking industry is like, I don't want an owner operator, I don't want a dispatcher. Rates are too low. The dispatcher I got, I'm getting rid of her or getting rid of him, and I never want another one because rates are just entirely too low to have a dispatcher. Do you think it gets to a point where every owner operator says that in the industry? No. No matter how low rates get, hundreds of owner operators still have dispatchers, right? Pretty simple. Business is simple, right? Simple, right? They're still going to have dispatchers. So how could it be? How could rates be too low for you to start? So basically, while like just like any good business owner, I believe the reason I like dispatching is because it's such a low overhead and I can make such a high profit potential, right? Because I don't have that much money. I don't have to spend that much money, but I'm making a percentage off of trucking businesses. And the thing about trucking businesses, they bring in a lot of revenue, but with a trucking business, they spend out a lot of money, right? And honestly, I don't like businesses like that. Just to be honest, I do not like business. It's too much overhead, right? When I'm going to start a business with very, very little overhead, right? So trucking has a very extremely high amount of overhead. For my owner operators, if there are any watching, that being said, what I would do, pretty much the answer is obvious to me. Think about it. If running a trucking business, running a semi truck has such a high overhead, dispatching has a low overhead. It's not pretty hard for me. If I'm an owner operator, it's not that hard what I'm going to do. Even if I'm an owner operator, if rates get low, that first time rates got low on me, I would start a dispatch company so fast. If I didn't want to start it, I would get with somebody I know and give them the info. I'm already an owner operator. I'm already booking my own loads. I already know how to dispatch. It's too easy, right? So I'm just going to if I don't want to do it all myself because I'm an owner operator, I'm driving, I'm just going to get with someone and I'm going to teach them about freight dispatching and we're going to split the profit 50-50, right? Let's say our dispatch business does $150,000 the first year because that's not hard at all. We're going to divide that profit 75,000. I'll let the person that I train and hire, I'll let them do all the work. As far as dispatching, hiring other dispatchers if we need to hire the dispatchers, but I would just be managing, teaching them about dispatching. If I'm an owner operator, like I said, I'm going to have myself. I'm at the truck stop in my own truck, telling about my story as being an owner operator, and I'm talking about how I also own a freight dispatch service, basically, right? Hit the link below to sign up with my dispatch service. Hey, I'm an owner operator. I'm an owner operator myself. I'm bringing you maximum value, right? You're going to sign up for a dispatch service that the CEO, the chief executive officer, is a owner operator. What better can you get? But see, I don't even see owner operators saying that. Leave it to me. I mean, soon as rates get low, I am on video. I am making video ads, and I got a dispatch service, right? And why everybody else? But see, and this is like I said, business is simple, right? So if you're an owner operator and rates go low, you add a dispatch service into your business, or if rates go low, that takes money away from you, right? If fuel increases, that takes more money away from you, right? If you complain, that takes more money away from you because you're wasting time. But if you think of more ideas to add more value to more people, like adding a dispatch service onto your trucking business, then now you're going to start making more money. And then actually, even if rates go low, you add the dispatch service in, maybe you're making more money than when rates were higher, right? So why wait on rates? That's another thing. Starting a business, don't wait on anything to make extra cash flow, right? Don't wait on nobody. Don't wait on anything. Even you now, if you're wanting to start a business, don't wait on the market to get better. Don't wait on the economy to get better. Don't wait for your family to say it's a good time, and don't wait on your friends. If you want money, execute right now. Start it today. Don't wait on anything. Trust me, right? Because whenever I want more money, I'm not waiting on anything. I'm not waiting on the market. Why am I waiting on something when I can put ideas out to get me more money now? That's why how you got to think as a business owner. You think, well, if they do think this way, they're losing money. You think a big corporation loses money and think, oh, we're going to wait till the economy get better. We're going to wait till the industry get better. Or we're going to wait for this to happen. No, you start thinking of another service, another product to add more value, right? Same with owner operators. Especially think about it. It just has me thinking. I know I'm kind of off on what I'm saying right now, but it just has me thinking as, many owner operators complain about rates. You don't hear that many saying they're adding additional service or adding a dispatch service. To me, a dispatch service would be one of the easiest services to add onto my business as an owner operator, right? That would be one of the literally the easiest thing to do as an owner operator. So I don't know. I just don't understand it as a business person. I don't see why more owner operators don't do that, right? Yeah, it's just kind of strange. Now, and maybe I think sometimes in business we don't do things until we hear other people doing it, right? So that's why I'm saying, you guys, we can't really stick our minds to what other people are doing in business, because you're going to be, if you put your mind on what everybody else is doing in business, your business is going to be doing the exact same as theirs, right? So, I mean, and that's why trucking is the way it is. Nobody's adding any additional services. Most truckers probably looking at only one way to make money. So, yeah, that's that. That is that. Hopefully that changes one day, because I really believe owner operators are going to have to start thinking of some more additional value to add money, right? I don't think anything coming from the FMCSA. I don't think brokers telling owner operators how much they're getting paid for the load. Even as a business owner, if I'm paying money to anybody for anything, I don't care how much they got it for. I just care if I'm going to give them the money for that, or I'm going to tell them to go find somebody else. It's one of the two. If I'm buying a car, I don't care how much the person got the car from. That's just me as a business owner. I wouldn't never even think about that. That wouldn't come across my mind. That's none of my business, right? I'm just going to move on if I don't want to pay the price or whatever, right? It's too easy. All right. Where we at? So that was number 2. Rates don't matter. As a dispatcher, when you're providing a service and you get paid a percentage of that service. Number 3, secret. Just on number 3, I probably gave about 50 to 100 already, but I'm on number 3. So number 3, you got to build know, like, trust, right? So I just want to point out to you guys things that you can actually do your market research. You can actually go in the industry, and you can actually, and that research can back up what I'm saying, right? So most dispatchers, they don't build know, like, trust. You got to get owner operators to know you, like you, and trust you. You're asking to dispatch their truck, right? Thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of equipment. You know, a lot of the times, this equipment is got with loans, right? It's purchased with loans, right? So I'm saying you're asking owner operators to let you dispatch for them, and they have thousands of dollars worth of equipment, truck, trailers, procurement equipment, everything else, and you're asking for a big responsibility, right, within their company, right? Being a dispatcher is such a large responsibility within an owner operator's trucking business, right? So I believe that to assume that responsibility, you are going to have to get your potential customer to know you, like you, and trust you. They're not going to just come spending money with you, and they don't know, like, and trust you just because you're leaving a statement on Facebook, or just because you have a website. You know, you have a generic looking website without a video of yourself, right? Talking about your offer, what you have to provide. You know, most freight dispatching websites don't even have a video of the freight dispatcher, right? But you think an owner operator wants to know their dispatcher. They want to know who they are. They want to hear them. They want to see videos about them, so they trust them, right? But so just making a statement saying that you have a 24/7 dispatch service, or you have the highest paying loads, no, that's not going to grab the attention of an owner operator, you know, and make them want to sign up with you. Before any owner operator ever signs up with your dispatch service, they have to have interest in your company, interest in your brand, right? So we know, making the same general statements, owner operators aren't going to have any interest in your brand, right? So you want to draw interest. You want them to be able to know, like, and trust you, and to build this from the beginning. What I would say, so what I really teach is video, right? Video marketing. Get on video. With video, you can get your ideas. You can get your belief out there. People see your personality. And I believe at the end of the day, that is what makes people want to buy from you. You know, that's why we want to buy from people these days, from companies. See, that's what it is. We don't buy from a company. We don't buy from ABC Dispatch Service, LLC. We buy from people, right? We buy from people these days, right? So what I'm saying is, very easy to get in this business. It's very easy to make a lot of money. It's very easy to market. But most people, for one, aren't going to put in the time to learn how to become a better marketer. And then you got the other thing, the confidence. Most people, I've seen this everywhere. Most people don't have the confidence to market their own business. I'm going to say that. Most people they won't hop on video. They won't market their own business, right? So if you don't market, if you're not willing to have the confidence to get on video and market your business, you're probably not going to be making any money, right? Because not having the confidence to market your own business, that doesn't attract money to you. Being confident about your business idea and hopping on video and showing that you know what you're talking about, that is what attracts people, right? Because they hear what you're saying and it sounds good and you break it down in a nice, simple way. And that's what attracts people to your business, right? So first you get them to know you. And then after they keep seeing posts from you, they might get an email. Email marketing is real big too. So what you really want to do you want to build a pipeline with videos, email marketing, text messages? These are touch points. So you want to have multiple different ways of contacting your potential client. And then what you want to do, you want to always send out value in your videos, in your text messages, in your email, right? And you should center everything around a brand. So if you're in your offer, if you focus on increasing profit of owner operators, increasing revenue of owner operators, when you hop on video, when you make posts, when you send out emails, you should be talking about increasing profit. And now every time your potential client hears you, you're talking about increasing profit, right? Right? Hopefully, I hope my potential clients that want to enroll in my dispatch services, dispatch courses, I hope every time you hear me, it's a lot of marketing and sales. Because that's what's most important, right? So that's why I tell my students to focus on increasing revenue for your owner operators, right? Just like people who come to me for training, for a mentorship, most people are going to come to me for marketing and sales, right? So that's why I'm going to talk about a lot of marketing and sales, because I know that's such a major problem in the dispatch world, marketing and sales. So by talking about marketing and sales, and people need help with marketing and sales, that's going to attract people to my business. So when I get people and I'm training people and I'm mentoring people, I use that example with them. I say, but your clients, they need help with increasing revenue, right? So you should be talking about increasing revenue. You should get on video and talk about increasing revenue. So now the analytics would know you as a freight dispatcher that talks about increasing revenue. And what do you think the analytics is going to do? It's going to attract owner operators to you that want to increase their revenue. So that's what I'm always doing. That's another thing. That secret, this secret isn't even in here, right? But I'm always using the law of attraction to my advantage, even on social media, right? I'm going to attract who I want, right? I tell my students this all the time. They say, well, some of my students might say, well, I don't have any, I'm just getting all box trucks reaching out to me, right? I'm getting all this type of truck reaching out to me. Well, I say, what type of truck do you want reaching out to you, right? They say, well, I want some flatbeds. I want some drive vans. I want some semi trucks, right? Well, I tell them, make a video and talk about you accepting flatbeds. You talk about the value that you can give to dry vans, or the value you can give to reefer owner operators. Talk about that in the video. Say exactly what you want, and you're going to attract those trucks to you, because people who have those trucks are going to pay attention. They're going to pay you their attention when they hear those type of trucks mentioned and what you can offer, what value you can offer for those trucks, right? So it's like with social media, you never have to chase clients, right? You attract clients, right? You attract clients. So if you get on video and you talk about, what you need to do is get on video and talk about your clients' problems, and then talk about how you can solve them. And then that's going to attract owner operators with those same problems. And that's why I recommend social media, because what the analytics is going to do is just going to start showing your videos to more people with those same problems. So now social media is just going to start doing the work for you, right? So that's how you can build know, like, trust using social media. That was number 3. Number 4, work yourself out of dispatching, right? You need to work yourself out of dispatching pretty quickly, because how it's going to go, let's say you get up to about 4 or 5 owner operators you're dispatching for. That's going to be a good amount of money. Let's just do the math. If a truck is making $7,000 per week, you're dispatching them at a rate of 8%. That's $560 you can make a week off of one truck. Let's just say you're dispatching 5 trucks. That's $2,800 times 4. that's $11,200. So from about dispatching 5 trucks, like I said, when rates go up and each truck is making more money, then you're just going to get paid more, right? But with each truck making $7,000 per week, you dispatching 5 trucks a month, that's around $11,200. That's about $135,000 a year with 5 trucks, right? Just think that's only with 5 trucks. But really, a lot of people never get up to that amount, right? Because they don't know everything I'm telling you guys in this video, right? They try to find drivers, right? And they stay trying to find drivers, right? But they don't know that they have to become a better marketer. They have to become a better salesperson, right? So that's the reason you can make so much money in this industry, but most people never even get up to 5. But the reason I'm mentioning that is because when you do get up to around 4 or 5, you need to start working yourself out the business. And why? It's because if you get up to 4 or 5, you're going to get too involved in with those 4 or 5 owner operators, and you're not going to have enough time to market your business, right? But see, me, if I get up to 5 owner operators, I'm thinking I'm already doing the math. I'm just playing around with the cat. That's what's motivated me, right? Because I'm just playing around with the calculator all day, seeing how much money I can make per truck. And when I get up to 5, I'm going to use the calculator and I'm going to add up how much money these 5 drivers will make me in a year. So when I get up, the first moment I get up to 5 drivers and I see that can be like $135,000 a year, especially if it's 5 years ago and I'm making $34,000 on my job. Like, that's what I'm saying. Nobody don't have to tell me. I get that first invoice paid. That's all you. After I got that first invoice paid for freight dispatching, I have never ever been the same. I have never been the same person in my life since I got that first invoice paid, right? Because what that first invoice taught me is once I make it one time, I can do it again. I just got to duplicate it. I just got to do that exact same thing faster and faster and faster and faster with more clients, right? And basically that's what I did. So once you get up to about 4 or 5 clients, owner operators you're dispatching for, you're going to be extremely, I say extreme, it just depends, but I say extremely busy because I believe you should keep up the marketing and sales, right? You should still do the cold calls. You should still market. You should still be reading books about marketing, still taking training courses about marketing, because what that's going to do is just going to add more value to your business, and that information is just going to get you more owner operators, right? And when you get up to 4 or 5, you really, like, the main point is to work yourself out of the business. You need to start looking to hire another dispatcher and pay them a percentage of your revenue, right? I always heard that before I started my own business, but starting this dispatch business was the first time I ever experienced it, right? So when I was dispatching about 4 or 5 owner operators, I had 2 thoughts about it. For one, I'm like, I'm not trying to give 1 or 2 of these owner operators to somebody else to dispatch, and then I got to give half the profit away, right? I'm thinking I'm trying to get all this money. This is the most money I ever made in my life. One side of me was like, I'm trying to get all this money, right? But through the business books, that's one thing that also helped me in dispatching. I had read so many business books before that, I didn't realize it till after I got in dispatching. I was really working off a lot of information that I got in business books before, right? So if I wouldn't have read these certain business books before I started dispatching, I probably wouldn't have made it. But when I started dispatching, I'm using that information without even knowing it because I just read it before. But I didn't realize the years later, I'm like, man, I did everything those books told me to do, and I became successful, right? So that's probably one reason I made it too, just because I had that prior information and prior knowledge and I was acting off of it, right? So I didn't want to hire another dispatcher, but I knew from reading business books that if I hired another dispatcher, split it some of the profit, I would be able to work more on marketing and recruiting and recruit more owner operators in turn hiring more dispatchers. And basically that's what happened, right? So in a company, I always put it like this: in a freight dispatch company, freight dispatching is not a high revenue generating task, right? So It is because you got to dispatch to bring in revenue, but what I'm saying, you got to bring in owner operators. Recruiting owner operators, attracting owner operators is very high revenue generating. So you need to be doing that all the time. You don't need to be worrying about other stuff. You need to be worrying about attracting drivers, marketing, recruiting drivers. All you need to be starving for drivers. Drivers. All day, drivers. How can you get some more drivers? How can I market for more drivers? I don't know if I can put this out there enough, but marketing, any business, you want to market. That's any business, right? That's what companies are doing to you. They're marketing. Every time they're putting something in front of your face. So that's the way you need to be to your potential clients, to your potential owner operators. You need to grow those touch points, social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, email lists, text messages, going out to the truck stop. You want to be in front of people's faces with your value, with that additional value that nobody else has, your UVP, unique value proposition. You need to constantly be in front of your customers' faces, right? So where we're at? We're at number 4, work yourself out of dispatching, right? Work yourself out of dispatching. We're going to move right into number 5 because it's going to tie into working yourself out of dispatching. Number 5 is the last one. It's a great one. We're going to move right into that. And number 5, number 5 secret is the internet will make you millions, right? The internet will make you millions in any business, especially freight dispatching. But while the internet will make you millions, and it ties into why a lot of people don't get clients in this business. You have to use the internet, right? Because especially if you're making posts, if you're making videos, advertising your business, we call that one-to-many marketing. If you go to the truck stop and you hand out a flyer, that truck driver sees you one time and that's it, right? And every truck driver you talk to, you got to have that same conversation over and over again. But if you make videos, you have that conversation. You say what you have to say one time, and then hundreds and thousands of people can see your videos. So this is my real secret. This is what made me successful in freight dispatching. I believe this is why a lot of people won't be successful. Exactly this right here, because I use the internet, right? I made videos. I made free videos that start drawing in clients, and then I started making paid videos. And those videos are just running all the time, right? And that's what started. That's not originally what started getting me clients through for dispatching. I mean, I just started putting out videos and making posts for free, and that's what started getting me clients. And then once they start paying me for me dispatching their loads, I knew I had always heard it's very important to reinvest back into your business. Then I was thinking about it. If I reinvest this money into paid ads, then more owner operators would see my ads and sign up with my company. So that's basically what happened. And basically that's why I talk about making $20,000 and $30,000 a month, because basically this is my system. My system is to get on social media, just don't run any ads, just don't run any old ads. You have to think of ideas of high value so you get more bang for your buck with these ads. But my whole thing is to make ads, recruit owner operators into your dispatching service. I will have a link for your electronic freight dispatch agreement. I would make it where owner operators are just always signing up with my dispatch service without me having to talk to them all the time, right? I wouldn't want to make it where I'm just getting emails with my electronic dispatch agreement being filled out, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make high value videos and have links to my electronic freight dispatching agreement. So when I'm just dispatching on other owner operators, or when I'm asleep, even when I'm asleep, people are watching my videos and clicking on my link and signing my dispatch agreement. And then I'm getting up the next day and I'm just emailing the people back, or I'm calling them, hey, I'm Antoine West. I see you signed my freight dispatch agreement. Just like to talk to you, get to know a little bit more information about your business and get you rolling, get you making some money, right? So you really want people signing up for your company in your sleep, right? You want to do everything in your sleep. You want to make money in your sleep. You want to market in your sleep. You want to get people signing up for your company in your sleep. You get it? All this happens in your sleep, right? You want to make it where it happens in your sleep. And the internet is going to basically allow you to do this, in your sleep. How I started making, a lot of money in this industry as I started with a dispatch business. Like I was saying, you don't got to have much money to start. Then I started a lease on trucking business, leasing owner operators onto my authority. The thing about that, anybody can start a lease on trucking business, right? But what they won't tell you is it's attracting owner operators, right? It's attracting owner operators and getting them to lease onto your authority. That's the hard part, right? Just like dispatching. But while I got that part covered, I have that part covered too on attracting owner operators because I did the same thing. I learned it from dispatching. So you see, it's just like all the manifestation, it's all steps. I wouldn't have knew how to attract owner operators into my lease on trucking business if I didn't do it in freight dispatching, right? So also I wouldn't know how to run a trucking company. I wouldn't know how to run a lease on trucking company if I didn't learn how to run a freight dispatch business first, right? So basically all this started from my dispatch business, right? So you guys hit me up. Hey, if you're interested in starting a lease on trucking business, I can teach you guys that too. It's really about getting your authority, getting your insurance. And the main thing is getting out there and networking, getting the contracts, getting direct shippers, right? That's when I really started to get direct shippers when I started my lease on trucking business, right? That's when I started to get direct shippers, right? And then when I went and started my brokerage, I already knew how to get direct shippers because I had got direct shippers when for my lease on trucking business, So it's all step by step, but that's why I believe anybody can start with dispatching and really learn the whole entire game, right? Before I started trucking business, I would learn how to run a dispatch service. This is the way I look at a dispatch company. I look at it like you have an online trucking business, right? So if you have a dispatch company, you're dispatching 5, 6 trucks or more than that, you're going to be working with those owner operators so much. You're going to be working with so many different brokers. You're going to pretty much learn, like I did, and especially if you take it upon yourself to learn more, ask questions, try to do things outside the normal scope of a freight dispatcher, right? So that's what one of my secrets of retaining owner operators, what I would do is I would always do things outside the scope of a freight dispatcher. I would always go above and beyond, and then I would go above and beyond so much for my owner operators that they just depend on me. I want them dependent on me so they won't switch and go to someone else or try to dispatch themselves, right? So yeah, I just get them very, very dependent on me, right? Yep. Hey, thanks, Smitty. I see you say you're very excited about your future. Hey, just keep going. I done been through everything in this business. That's why I like my story. I done been through everything, thinking I wasn't going to get any owner operators. Probably having that one and they leaving me, and then not having any. So that's why I tell you guys the things I tell you. And then the thing is, I've been through everything from beginning to end. So I already know the things that will make you fail before you get there, right? I've mentored students and got them up to $20,000. And then while they're up there at $20,000, they're doing things and not listening to me. And the whole time I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to see how much longer you're going to be around, right? Because people think they get to that level and they can't fail, right? It's still easy to fail when you're making $20,000 and you got 10 or 15 clients or how many owner operators, right? You can still fail, so I can still help you out. And before you start failing, I will let you know, right? I done got so good at this, even my students, man, So it's like this, right? Even when I have a student and I'm talking to the student about marketing and sales and they want to keep talking about rates or, they want to keep just asking questions. See, these questions really don't matter, but I'm trying to talk to them about marketing and sales, something that's just going to draw in owner operators. So back in the day when I had students before, and I'm trying to keep telling them about marketing and sales, and they're asking about stuff that maybe don't bring in revenue or they're worrying about stuff and all this other stuff. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I can kind of almost tell when, I guess it just comes from experience, right? So if I have students, so many students, and they come in like one way, not putting focus on marketing and sales, I'm able to start kind of like adding that up. And as I get people and they don't concentrate on marketing and sales, I already know the way the business is going to work, right? But I get some people that buy into my training programs. First mentorship call we on. I got a person in my training program right now, in my hands program. I know she's going to do a good job in this. The reason I say that, I got on a mentorship call with her other day. First time ever on a mentorship phone call. She's already been to the truck stops. She's already been marketing, right? I'm asking her, have you seen my videos about brand awareness? Do you know about brand awareness? Do you know about market research? Oh yeah, I know about that. I did market research. I'm growing my brand awareness. So now when I get a person who just went through my training course, and then as soon as we hop on a mentorship phone call, they're telling me stuff that they already did, that person is going to be successful, and I already know it, right? But then I get some people who just ask me questions about the training program they already watch, right? So excuse me too, even before anybody joins, before you join my training, don't take it personal, right? Because that's another thing. I'm tired of just giving out information. I can give out information forever and ever, right? But just giving out information don't make people successful in business, right? Like I said, business is a war, right? So I'm going to start pushing people. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm pushing people to come into my courses, right? And then more so in the future, I'm going to implement this soon. In the future, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to be accepting just everyone, right? So in the future, how I'm going to run my training courses is that I'm probably going to have people have a Zoom call. We're going to get on Zoom and we're going to go through an interview, right? Because that's just going to make it easier for me. Because if I get hardworking people, if I get like all hardworking people in my mentorship and course programs, that's just going to make it easier for me, and I'm going to even get more reviews and more successful people because the people I'm working with are hard working. So what I'm saying, I mean, I literally don't care. I don't care if somebody pays me like $3,000, $5,000, $10,000. I'm saying that's not important to me because I don't want people to pay me $3,000 and then come through one of my courses and then they don't work on their own business, right? They don't do the things that they know they should be doing every day, right? Right? I'm not gonna lie. I'm just being honest. Maybe when I first started doing this, and like the money, maybe I would be willing to just take the money, right? Right? But I'm getting to a point in my business and I'm happy I'm getting there, and it's just gonna boost my sales and it's gonna get higher value people into my program. So soon, it's probably gonna be after the next year. I'm not going to allow just anyone to join my program. We're going to have an interview process, and we're going to make sure that you're hardworking, that you're really dedicated, and it's just going to make my job faster. I'm just going to be able to spit out more successful students. And I'm also saying this because this is my goal. When you come in my training programs, I want you to make $20,000 per month or more, right? Right? Like I tell everybody to join my workshop programs. Like, I think this is a different way to do it, right? Instead of just selling you a course and expecting you to go out there and execute on that course, on that training, I want to run my school a little bit different, right? So this is what I want, let's say if you have a goal, say you want to make $20,000 per month. That's your goal, right? My goal is to get more students to make $20,000 per month. So what I'm saying is I need my students just as much as they need me, right? What would make me even more happier? I have students that come through all the time that make money, make $20,000 per month in this business, but I want to increase that rate, and I believe I can do it. So what I'm doing, I'm even learning more about marketing, more about sales, more about business. I'm intaking that knowledge, and then what I'm going to do, I'm giving that knowledge out to my students, and I've already proved this in the past, right? Right. So basically, when I want my students to be more successful, one thing I've already proved over and over, when I want to increase the success rates of my students, what I do, I become better. I don't want my students to do anything. So when I want my students to become more successful, I just learn more marketing. I just learn more sales skills. I learn more business skills, and then I give it out to my students. And I did that before. I was just sitting around thinking one day, I want more people to become more successful. So I just start intaking more knowledge and giving it out. And then people start becoming more successful. Then I'm like, man, I don't even got to wait on anybody else. I know exactly what to do, right? So that's what I'm going to keep doing. I want my students to become better marketers, better people. I want people to make $20,000 per month. Like I said, that's my goal too. So we're working up towards the same goal. Your goal is the same goal as me, right? So if you guys need anything, make sure you send me an email to CEO@AntoineWest.biz. Send me a text message that says Black Friday to 407-698-3972 so I can give you guys some extra bonuses on top of my Black Friday deals that I'm going to have coming out. But I thank everyone for watching this video, and I'll catch you next time.